This is Out of the Box with your host, Jonathan Clark. Out of the Box, Sunday nights at 9 on Q1043.
Welcome back, Jonathan Clark. We are in the studio with another great band from New York City, The Cringe. We got John Cusimano, James Rotundi, a.k.a. Roto, Johnny Blaze, and Sean Pelton. Welcome, guys.
What's cooking?
So much to talk. What's cooking, he says. We have so much to talk about. First, we've got the merchandise. We got the new hats. We have the T-shirts. By the way, the fabric on the T-shirt, I mean, it's just quality stuff here.
You know, we really try and make a very good quality T-shirt.
Yeah, you do.
We don't mess around, with that cheap stuff.
Yeah, we want to feel good against your body.
Yeah, that's very Spinal Tap of you, Roto. Here's the new album, and it's Everywhere You've Never Been. Fantastic vinyl and CD. And then, I don't know, Maritza and Andrew, I don't know if you can see this, but John here, the lead singer of the band, his wife is Rachael Ray. So she has prepared lunch for us here. And this is what, John? You got to tell me what this is here.
That would be chicken schnitzel.
Okay.
We went to, this is
Can you
what,
see this, Andrew?
I accuse her of this all the time. She ruins meals and restaurants for me. Because we'll go to a restaurant and I'll have like the best meal I've ever had. Then she'll make it at home and it will be 10 times, 100 times better than what we had in the restaurant. And I'm like, okay, you ruined that restaurant for me. We can't ever go there again.
Right. That's like going first row to the Rolling Stones. Thank you, Rolling Stones, for ruining every concert
now
in the future for me ever.
Now I can't have a good concert experience ever.
Right.
So we went to this place, which is very good, up in Montreal. It's a Jewish deli, but kind of like a modernized, more hip version of it.
Right.
And they did this chicken schnitzel. It has whipped honey on it, and it's served with a side of schlug.
Is that what we're talking about?
No, skoog.
Oh, skoog right
skoog
here.
Skoog is the green stuff. That's basically a hot sauce, like a Middle Eastern hot sauce.
I think I went to school with Snoog.
Skoog. And then there's some red cabbage there.
Got some red cabbage right here.
So you put some skoog on your chicken and eat it with the red cabbage, and it's like the best chicken schnitzel you've ever had.
And this is like a lamb sandwich.
That is a lamb sandwich. We have we get our smoked lamb from a place upstate in Warrensburg, New York, called Oscar's Smokehouse, and she put that on a nice little roll with some vegetables and eggplant and yogurt sauce. It's quite delicious.
So I will look at the camera now and say thank you very much, Rachael Ray.
Enjoy your lunch, Jonathan
Thank
Clark.
you so much. And we're going to get to this new album, Everywhere You've Never Been. Congrats on making a great album, guys. This is a really, you know what I'm going to say? This is a great rock record. Because we don't have a lot of those these days,
Yeah, I mean, that's all we know how to do is make rock records. And, the record thing is kind of challenging these days. People, it's really gotten back to like the 1950s when it was a singles business.
Yeah.
Because people go online and streaming services and download whatever songs they want, make their playlists. But there's something really special to me, anyway, about the package of an album. It's 45, this is actually a little longer. It's 50 minutes.
Yeah.
And there's a through line on this album. It's about places we've been and traveled to. Every song represents a different city or
Well, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Where is everywhere that you've never been?
Well, it's funny because we've actually been to every place on the album.
Right. So because there's places, it's almost like a sort of a passport reference. You've got Hotel Astor, New York. You've got Scotland. You've got the Ritz in Paris. You got the Waldorf in London. And so many other places. Yeah, talk about that. Continue with that.
Yeah, so I didn't have this in mind when I started writing these songs for the album, but then once all the songs came together, I noticed that every song reminded me of a city that I had been to. Our lead single is I Can't Take It No More, which is based on living in New York City, which is my hometown. And that's sort of what every New Yorker feels like every morning when they're trying to get to work. And the subway's broken down. I can't take it no more.
Oh, my God. Oh,
so
please. Yes.
That's that song. There's a song on there called When It Feels Like the Train Has Left the Station. And it ended up sort of sounding like a ZZ Top-ish song.
Yeah.
So that was our Houston song.
Right.
And we've played in Houston. And
Billy Gibbons, too, as I know.
Yeah, I do know Billy Gibbons. He's a wonderful man.
He is.
There's a song on there that we co-wrote with Bob Schneider from Austin, Texas.
Yes.
And he sings with us on that song. And that's our Austin song. And so on and so forth. We just it just came together that way. So I said, hey, let's do an album about travel, and every song is from a different place. And I thought, everywhere you've ever been, that's kind of a cliche. How about everywhere you've never been?
Right.
Just to kind of make things complicated. And that ended up being the name of the album.
Now, if I asked you for a couple sort of insane moments being in this band where perhaps you are playing at some place like the ones you were just mentioning, or that's kind of like blew your mind, the venue in the city, or even playing on stage with, say, one of your rock idols, what immediately comes top of mind?
Well, playing in San Antonio at the Alamo Dome to 33,000 people with Motley Crue and Alice Cooper.
Whoa.
The night that our bass player Johnny Blaze's wife gave birth to their son Ollie.
Yeah, Johnny.
That stands out as kind of an epic moment.
Wow. What sort of anecdotes can you tell me about your tours with Tesla, Queensryche, Motley Crue, Alice Cooper? Do you have a Alice Cooper anecdote that you'd like to share with us?
Well, Alice
or a Tommy Lee,
Well, Tommy Lee's he's like a big kid. He's awesome. He actually wrote me a few months ago because he's a big fan. He's a big cooking fan, so he's a fan of Rachel's. And he said, I really want to replace all of my cookware with Rachel's cookware. Where can I get it? I said, I'll just send you the stuff.
Yeah.
So I sent it to him, and he'll text me and post on social pictures of stuff he's cooked with his wife with the cookware. So he's really excited about that. That's fun. Alice Cooper loves three things in this world. He loves golf, he loves malls, and he loves movies. And he loves our bass player, Johnny Blaze.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He actually kidnapped him in Baltimore. We had a night off. We were in Baltimore, and we all kind of went our separate ways, and we were looking for something to do or something to eat. It was around dinner time, and Johnny's walking on the streets of Baltimore, and Alice Cooper, he always has a Jeep Grand Cherokee with him on his bus because he drives to the nearest golf course and plays golf every day.
Wow.
Yeah, they pull it behind the bus from city to city. So every
Come
time
on, really?
they hit a city, boom, he wants to go golfing. He jumps in his Grand Cherokee.
Oh, it's not a separate rental per each
No,
city.
no,
It's
no.
the same
It's-
one.
He literally,
They bring that Jeep around with them. So Johnny's walking on the streets of Baltimore, and the Jeep pulls over. Window goes down. It's Alice and his wife, and he goes, Blaze, get in. We're going to a movie. I'm buying the popcorn.
Wow.
So he kidnapped our bass player for the night. and
What
took him to a
movie, Johnny, was it? What? Yeah. Get on that mic there, Johnny.
Yeah.
Anywhere. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I can't actually remember. It was pretty terrible. It's like a sci-fi thing called like Hitman 37. Alice sees every movie, no matter what it is.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he's like total movie buff. Yeah, it was pretty terrible, but amazing sitting next to Alice and sharing popcorn and
I can imagine.
extra salt, extra butter. You know the deal.
John, you recorded this at the legendary Power Station here in New York. Is it still called the Power Station?
Well, it was not called the Power Station for many decades, where we actually recorded our first 5 albums there when it was called Avatar.
Right.
Then Berklee School of Music bought it and changed it back to Power Station. It's still the same awesome studio.
Right.
And,
that is
so-
a great studio.
yeah,
I mean, that's like
we-
top-notch New York City studio.
Yeah, we love recording there. We record there all the time. And we usually split our recording between there and in upstate New York. I have a recording studio.
Yeah, you built a place. I remember you
built
told me.
above my garage, basically.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It just so happened that the garage was shaped in a way that it sounds pretty good. We have a live room. We have a separate control room. We've got lots of vintage amps and guitars and, all the gear you'd need to make an album. So we do half the album there, half the album at Power Station. And I've actually been tracking vocals for the last 2 albums in the basement of the Sunset Marquis Hotel in West Hollywood.
Wow. Okay.
There's a recording studio down there called Nightbird Studios, which is it's a small tracking studio, but it's really cool. They got great gear. It's off of the parking garage, and the reason why it even exists is because back in the 90s, for those of you who don't know, the Sunset Marquis is where all the rock stars stay.
Right.
And
Before that, it was the Hyatt. Now it's
Right.
the Sunset Marquis,
now it's
right?
Sunset Marquis, and
Yeah.
it's been that way since like the late 60s, early 70s. And I think sometime in the 90s, Jeff Beck would be jamming in his hotel room at 3 a.m. loudly, disturbing the other guests. Although if Jeff Beck was jamming next to my room, I'd be pretty happy.
Never sleep, yeah.
Right. But anyway, so the general manager said to him, look, Mr. Beck, you can't jam that loudly in the middle of the night in the room. But we have where we do the laundry next to the parking garage. We have a whole bunch of space. You can go down there and jam as loud as you want all night long. And then it ended up becoming an actual studio, Nightbird studio. So I do the vocals
soundproofed
there.
it and the
Yeah,
whole thing.
it's like a real studio. It's cool.
Oh, that's fantastic. Don Gilmore, you're working with Don Gilmore again. He's
My
got
buddy
kind of
Don.
like what bands did he work with? Linkin Park and so many more.
Dashboard Confessional.
E6.
Yeah.
Wow, fantastic. So what kind of producer is he? Is he a songwriting producer? Is he sort of like more of an engineer kind of producer?
He's actually kind of everything. There's the one of the songs which I think we might be playing later here live is called "When the Train Left the Station." That's a co-write with him and me.
Okay.
The other co-write on the album is the song I did with Bob Schneider, and then everything else I wrote by myself. But he's really good with engineering, obviously, and arrangement and performances. And he kind of says, and he's really good with musicians. He's not like mean or like a tough guy. He's really calming, and he's like a sort of a Zen master.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, he kind of has a Zen master approach where
Yeah.
he allows things to happen. And if things get a little bit excitable or people are starting to debate a little, if he sees it moving in that direction, he'll always say, breathe. Everybody just breathe.
Well, being a producer is I mean, it's not for everybody. You know what I
Yes.
mean? You have to be patient.
You're the director of the movie, basically.
Yeah.
You have to keep control of the sessions. That's a big
Right.
part of the gig. And everyone has a different style of that. And Don's style is this fairly transparent, kind of Zen thing where he just allows things to happen.
Yeah.
He's got his methods.
The band is The Cringe, the new album, Everywhere You've Never Been. We got some instruments here. You guys want to play a live song for us?
Love to.
Tell us about this one and then just go for it.
So this is When the Train Has Left the Station. It's on the new album, Everywhere You've Never Been. And it's our sort of tribute to Texas rock, Houston, our friend Billy Gibbons we love. And
Did you ever meet that guy, Roky Erickson from the 13th Floor Elevators?
Didn't he just pass away?
He just passed away, yeah. I just
Nice.
figured you might have known him from
No, I didn't know
your
him.
South by Southwest and your Texas
I
kind
never
of
ran
things.
into him. I've run into Billy a whole bunch of times.
Of course, yeah.
But no, I never met him, but that's sad.
Yeah, rest in peace. He was a real legend.
Yeah, influencer. All right, so let's hear it.
Woke up this morning and the world was so cold, shivering and waiting till the sun turns gold. Living in this room with the weight on my back. I'm hungry inside and I'm stuck in the back. When it feels like your train has left the station, the last call was given time to leave. Hold on, I've got its complications. The train has left the station and it's getting away from me. Picking up all the pieces that fell down to the ground and into the well. Patience is a virtue, isn't that what they say? I've been waiting around for the day when it feels like your train has left the station. The last call was given time to leave. Hold on, I've got its complications. The train has left the station and it's getting away from me.
Yeah, there they are. The Cringe playing live here on Q104.3's Out of the Box, a new album, Everywhere You've Never Been. All the info at thecringe.com, all the merchandise, everything. Do you guys have a local gig coming up or any gigs coming up this summer that we can plug?
Yeah, well, we're playing tomorrow night. I don't know when this is going to air, but...
Well, we're live on Facebook right now.
Hey, Facebook fans. We're playing tomorrow night at the Milk Jam Room, which is on West 15th Street. It's an album release party.
Okay.
Better late than never album release party.
Yeah.
And it's a first-come, first-served thing, and it's a very small venue, maybe 150 people at the most, so show up early or you won't get in.
It'll be fantastic. I want to play I Can't Take It No More from the new album. A great drum intro on this song, and I immediately thought of When the Levee Breaks. I know that maybe that was in your head or something at the time. Talk about this song. I know you mentioned it briefly before.
So that was recorded not at Power Station, but actually above my garage. And Sean Pelton he had the flu, or he was playing with Saturday Night Live that day. So we had Andrew Meskin play drums on that one. Are you happy I gave you a little credit there, Mr. Meskin?
Hey, way to go, Andrew.
And Don Gilmore, being the genius he is, he had 3 mics going at the same time. He mic'd the drum set in the normal way that you mic the drum set with a bunch of close mics. Then he took another mic and backed it off into the control room, which is a separate room from the live room.
Yeah.
Then he took a third mic and put it on the top of a staircase that goes down to my garage in between the live room and the control room to get that Headley Grange, like what Led Zeppelin did with When the Levee Breaks.
Yeah.
It's just echo and reverb, natural reverb. And we got this gargantuan huge sound in my little garage studio.
And the video for this song is really interesting. I think you shot it in New York, but tell me definitely, where did you guys shoot that?
We shot that in Long Island City. Phil Smith directed it, and it was basically me walking around Long Island City at twice the speed of the song, singing the lyrics in twice the speed, and then they slowed everything down, so I was in slow motion, but I really wasn't. It was kind of a cool effect.
It's a really good song, and it's on the new album from The Cringe, Everywhere You've Never Been. Go see them tomorrow night in New York City at what's it called?
Milk Jam Room on West 15th Street and 10th Avenue.
And what time you get things popping?
Doors are at 7 o'clock.
Doors are at 7.
And Bob Schneider will be there with us.
Oh, nice. Fantastic. Yep. So everyone go out and get the new album, Everywhere You've Never Been, from The Cringe. All the info at thecringe.com. You got the hats, the T-shirts, the CD, the vinyl. I got to say, Rachel, thank you very much for bringing us lunch today. I can't wait to dive into this. And guys, best of luck. Congrats on a fantastic new album. And we'll see you guys soon.
This is Out of the Box with your host, Jonathan Clark. Out of the Box, Sunday nights at 9 on Q104.3.